What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on Above Average. If I look a little different, yeah, I had to get rid of it. It lasted about 4 months, so it was the longest mustache I've ever had in my life, but that is besides the point, guys. We got some interesting, pretty crazy news, honestly. Erik Karlsson coming to the Edmonton Oilers, man. I don't know if we're going to talk about it, going to break down, my thoughts, what the Oilers will be ultimately giving up, who I'd want them to give up if they were to make this trade happen, and who I definitely wouldn't want them to give up if this trade were to happen. Also, how will this work with the salary and a bunch more. So feel free to stick around, stay to the end of the video. Really would appreciate it. Leave a like. Guys, the last few videos we've done have been just crushing it, so
great success.
Let's keep doing that, boys and girls. And without further ado, let's get into this thing. So, man, after the Oilers' huge dub against the Senators yesterday, the first thing I seen on Facebook and Twitter was Chris Johnson. I think he used to work for TSN. I don't know if he does anymore, but he tweeted this on Twitter. He said, "Word is #SJSharks and #Oilers have re-engaged on Erik Karlsson trade discussions. There are considerable financial hurdles on both ends, but it's at least the second time this season they've explored a potential fit." Holy crap. So the first time that this rumor broke around, I was like, no way. There's no way. Erik Karlsson, Oilers, not a chance. Nothing's going to happen of it. And I thought it was just BS. I didn't even think it was really a rumor. I think someone was just freaking trying to get the crowd going, you know what I mean? But
Gets the people going.
when something like this happens twice, yeah, it really begins to make you wonder. And man, okay, so I know Erik Karlsson of old, he had to struggle there for like 3 or 4 years. He wasn't himself essentially. But man, this year he's top 10 in scoring. He's the leading defenseman in points with 60 points, I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure about that?
Might have to fact check that, but I know it was 60 points last time I checked. That was yesterday. I don't know if they played. But yeah, man, he's a stud. And this year he's looked otherworldly. Man, he's just absolutely crushing it. So is it what the Oilers need? I mean, not necessarily. He's a game breaker, but he's an offensive game breaker. And I don't really know how well he is defensively. Those numbers have really kind of never been the ones that we looked at when we think of Erik Karlsson. He's the point getter, he's the dynamic passer, he's a really good skater, great shot as well. And I don't know, is that what we need? I mean, do we kind of already have that and just a way lesser version of him in both Bouchard and Barrie, especially Bouch this year? But he's a great skater. He's obviously a Swede. He's experienced. He's been to the Stanley Cup he's been to the Stanley Cup playoffs quite a bit, and he is a Norris Trophy winner though. So it is interesting, and would I love to see it? Oh heck yeah! I mean, wouldn't you love to see this? Yeah, man. I mean, I could see that all day, every day. That would be just so sick to see. The pros is what I'm looking at. You get Erik Karlsson. That's really the only pro I can think of. You get him for what, half a 2 months, if that's what it ends up. There's no way we'd be able to afford to keep him, but you'd get Erik Karlsson for 3 months maybe if we go on a crazy run. So that's a pro. Yeah, sweet. We get Erik Karlsson, but I really do think that the bad outweighs the good, and they got something cooking good right now. I don't know if that's the saying. They got something going good right now is what I'm trying to say. Evan Bouchard, yeah, I know, is that the guy who would trade out? Obviously, they're going to want, a young bona fide, or not a young bona fide, but, a really good young up-and-coming defensive prospect, and they either have that with Philip Broberg or Evan Bouchard. Obviously, I think it'll be Broberg because they're both Bouchard because they're both right-hand shots. Do you give up a career of a potential really, really good defensive player for just 2 months of Erik Karlsson? And that's where I'm struggling with this, because you want to win now, but is it worth giving a really good defensive young defenseman who's just got so much potential for just 2 months of Erik Karlsson? And I'd be all for this if it's Tyson Barrie. I really would. Obviously that's the case, but I mean, you're not gonna. That's the only thing. It's a big decision, and one I'm super happy I don't have to make, because I mean, Evan Bouchard, like, I really think, you know, he's having a pretty bad year this year. The sophomore slump's hitting him pretty hard. I mean, we can all see that. He hasn't got a goal, and I don't even remember last time he got a goal, so that sucks, man. But I definitely think, I don't think this is the player that we've got. I think he's going to be way better next year. I think he's, you know, going to be way better in the next coming years, and I'd hate to see we trade Evan Bouchard and then he goes to have a monstrous career in San Jose Sharks in the turquoise. So that would suck. It really would. But I mean, it's that mentality. Do you want to win now? And yeah, you'd love to win now, but is it worth trading Evan Bouchard or Philip Broberg for that matter? And you know, a few months ago, like literally just over a month ago, if Philip Broberg was in the mix, yeah, I'd be like, okay, let's do it. But honestly, man, this guy's, I never thought I'd say this. I really did. I really didn't think I'd say this, but he's changed my mind quite a bit. Broberg's actually been playing pretty clutch. Him and Bouchard, they've been a decent pairing, but he had a nice setup to the Ryan McLeod goal the other day. He's definitely he's getting more confidence every single game, so you love to see it. But man, I'm super curious, and what's gonna end up happening here? Vinny Desharnais, man, he's like a +8 already. That's pretty solid. He's looked really good. He was a +2 yesterday. Every time he's on the ice, he's bringing something that the Oilers really don't have. And you know, we kind of had it for a little bit with Niemelainen last year. You know, he came into the league and he was really physical, and he was being that shutdown guy, but it didn't really last, and it's lasting for Vinny Desharnais right now. And he's kind of a stud, man. Like he was giving Brady Tkachuk what he deserves yesterday, so that was pretty sweet. So, and I don't know if you want to mess up what the Oilers got going on right now. It's tough to say, it really is, but all in all, man, it's a really cool thought. But just imagine the power play: Erik Karlsson to McDavid, back to Erik Karlsson, over to Draisaitl, 1T. Oh, I can just envision that, and it would look so well. If there is a way that we'd be able to keep Erik Karlsson for you know, quite a bit of time, like a few years, yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. But if it's just for these last like 2 months here and then a little bit of playoffs, I don't know, man. That's not really the play, I don't think. And especially what we're gonna be have to give. You know, I didn't even mention this. The Oilers want at least 40% retained, so that's 40% of his $11.65 million contract. What is that? That's like 6.5. That's like 7 mil. That's like 7 mil of his contract retained. And so I don't know how we afford even that. There's like another 5 mil. I don't know. I'm super curious what you guys have to think. Would you guys like to see Erik Karlsson in the orange and blue? I mean, I know I certainly would, but at what price? You know, that's kind of where it dwindles down for me. He's having a career year. This is Erik Karlsson of old, and you know. But with that being said, it's another you know, very scary thought. What if he comes here and all of a sudden he's the Erik Karlsson he was, you know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and even a year ago? Friday, March 3rd at 1 p.m. So we have till then to acquire Erik Karlsson. Guys, if you're new to the channel, as always, feel free to leave a like. It's 10:30. The Oilers play, and yeah, they play right now. Play against Montreal Canadiens. So let's get that dub. Let's continue this trend. We're looking really good. All lines are just absolutely crushing it, guys. And if you want Erik Karlsson, leave a like. So take her easy, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.